there, it's Wednesday evening, 7 o'clock. How are you? I hope you're doing well. So, I had an experience last week, I believe it was. I was actually on a live with another consultant, another company. One of the girls was hosting a party and they were doing this big group live, and it got me to thinking. So it was supposed to be 30 minutes. It ended up being an hour and 47 minutes or 37 minutes or something like that. And, you know, miscommunication, whatever. But as my brain wandered, because as we do, I got to thinking, mine are kind of long. You know, 37 to 45 minutes right after dinner, right before dinner, 7 o'clock at night. Let's make it shorter. Let's simplify things down. Let's see what happens. Let's do a little bit more creating, a lot less talking, unless it's about the creating. So, I'm shortening it up. So here we go. Have you gotten yours? This is the mini catalog, formerly known as the holiday catalog. Let me know. Second, if you have bonus days coupon codes that you should have, I should say, and you've lost the email, please let me know. I can easily have it resent to you. Those need to be redeemed by August 31st, and yes, there is stuff for $5. So if you want to redeem those and not have them lost, please let me know, and I will gladly get that information resent to you. With that, guess what? I'm going to put you down and we're going to get to creating. Yes, it's just that simple. There is a create with me part, but it's not going to be tonight. So I will explain more as I'm putting you down. So hold on. All right, let's recenter this and get things moving. Alrighty, get the computer set and get things going. So while I'm getting the computer set, I will remind you that the paper pumpkin has just recycled, for lack of better terms, because it's a monthly kit. And that means next month, even though I haven't even gotten this month, but hey, next month is, let's see, 20 Cracker Jack treat box favor kind of things. Hi, Lise, how are you? Hey, if you've joined me, please say hello so I can say hi. So 20 Cracker Jack treat box, and I don't know what that means beyond that. Secondly, you can decorate Halloween, Thanksgiving, or fall. And in the description, it sounds like there's enough decoration to do all of it, any one of those themes, or you can mismatch, which means there's probably quite a bit left over to do cards or different things. But it is all boxes or bags. Hi, Serene, how are you? Hey, Iris. Next month is September. Yes. Yes, it is. So that's how Paper Pumpkin is working. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. And now that I'm situated, hey, guess what else? We're going to get to creating, okay? So here's how this works. We're going to try something new, because I had some feedback on the create with me part, and it was like, hey, I'm not ready. Hey, I'm not able to listen because I'm trying to create and I'm going into the other room, and it just didn't work out perfectly like I thought it would. You know, best laid plans, right? So here's how this is going to work instead. The video for tonight, after I share it and save it and do everything I need to do, is going to be pinned to the top of the page until Monday night. So, in the caption above, there is a link Now, this takes place of the host code because I'm now able to create a link with the new online store. So the link is there for you to shop. I'm going to pin this so you have the link at the top of the page and through Monday night, which is when I will submit the entire order. Also, if you create a project and post the picture in the comments, there is no raffle. There is no this many entries. There's no this, anything. On Tuesday morning, I will relook at the comments if I haven't already done that. And I will be providing a $5 off one class or online kit class valued at $15 or more. So you will get $5 off for creating, thank you very much, on the comments on the video. Okay? This needs to be done also by Monday night. So now you have a project to do over the weekend instead of trying to hurry up when you're tired, trying to finish dinner, dishes, whatever life has thrown at you, or you're just exhausted because school's starting soon, you've got training, kids, and life, and homeschooling, and all this other mess. So $5 off. I'm going to say this. Here's the restrictions. One person. So if you do 4 projects, you're only going to get one $5 off coupon per week, okay? I'm sorry, but that's how this is going to work. And they do need to be used within 30 days, okay? I will write the expiration on there for you. So that's how I'm doing things. So I hope that's good for you. So team-wise, okay? The $15 or more is how much you pay. So my team is already discounted for card class for $5, okay? So when you do your online class, Iris, since you're on, card class will not be free. You need to physically pay $15 in order for it to qualify. So the $15 online class would qualify. Card class would not because it's already knocked down or discounted, okay? So that's how this is gonna work, and we'll see if it works better because honestly, I just want it to be good, and that's all there is to it. So for tonight, yay, okay, let's see, for tonight, I've got a couple surprises for you, okay? So far, I've already created 2 cards. So there's been this swirly circle card laying around Pinterest right now, and I went, that's interesting. What else can I do? Always, right? So this was kind of the sample because I did a hybrid and kind of traded things up, and you know, you can't do exactly, right? So basically what I did was I took 3 circles, 4 circles if you count the words. So I count 4 circles out of the Stitch Shapes dies, which is on page 183 in the annual catalog, and it's $30. Okay. So I took 3 or 4 circles depending on how you look at this. I cut them in half and I laid them out. I know, right? And then, you know, this is probably what I would consider simple stamping if I wanted to add anything. This would be beginner. Intermediate would be, I would probably emboss the back. And then advanced, I would also put some bling or maybe an additional layer. Okay? So that is one of them. Second one is I did it with ovals instead. Because I literally just pulled out all my shapes and I went, hey, no, I don't have the triangles yet. So that's just what it is. My screen just moved. Hold on a sec. All right, so this is the oval one, and I literally took a large, a medium, a small, and then even smaller. So you need 4 sizes, okay, if you're looking at this. And I literally just cut them in half. So here's the reason why. For one, I thought it looked cool. For 2, it makes us stretch our product a little further because it looks different than a circle or an oval, right? And last but not least, I got my new die cutting machine Friday, had a whole bunch of chance to play with it, and had to show you guys. So that's just all there is to it. So the thanks comes out of massive thanks. Okay. I usually just send a text, but this calls for a card. Love it. It's a hug with a fold in the middle. So, you know, just a great all-around thanks, grateful kind of set, which is what we're focusing on, right? So, there we go. So, yeah, Serene, I kind of liked the oval better also, but they're both good. So, not a problem. So, I will not be raffling off cards this time. I am just simply doing the coupons after, and you have until Monday night, which is when the host code stops as well. All right, so for this card, if you are creating it throughout the weekend, you will need a card base. Now, you can do whatever card base, you can do whatever colors. What I'm asking for you to do when you're making this project is to have some kind of shape die that you cut in half or in fourths, okay? Or thirds if you want to be, but hey, whatever. But that is what I'm asking for, okay? So that is the technique we're focusing on. So you need to have some kind of card base, some kind of mat. You can have multiple mats, I don't care. But the dies needs to be some kind of shape and then cut in half or thirds or however you want to do it, okay? So the basic layout needs to be the same. So I need to be able to recognize it. Don't put up a flower, don't put up a frog, don't do that. We're working on this technique, okay? So that's the focus. All right, so for this sample, change it however you want to. But for this sample, the card base is cut at 4 1/4 by 11. On the 11-inch side, I scored it at 5 1/2. Okay, so the valley side is gonna go out. The mountain side is gonna get tucked in. Okay, if you want to grab your bone folder, feel free. I would not recommend doing re-inking with your bone folder when you can't find a plastic spoon, like pushing the ink around. Just FYI, because that's what happens. All right, so I've got that, and then I've got Pacific Point. I've got cut at 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, so that's what we've got. You will need dimensionals and Stampin' Seal. Let's see. So this one I use the rectangles, and I have 1, 2, 3, and then a 4th, which I'll show you in just a minute because that's for the label. But 1, 2, 3 stitched rectangles. Okay. So before we do the die cutting, I'm trying to find my paper cutter. It's all within reach, but it's stacked. So give me a second here. All right, so here's how this goes. And I'm going to show you a cheat thing too. All right, so let me get this down. Can y'all see? Okay. I'm looking at my picture on my computer and I'm like, yeah, it could be down a little further. All right, so, and now I'm crooked. Tonight's just that kind of night. All right, I'm done moving. Now I'm just gonna adjust. Okay, so I've got my card base and mat. And, oh, if you wanna know the colors, I'm sorry. Whisper White for the card base, thick. This is Pacific Point for the mat. Night of Navy, Whisper White regular cardstock, and then this is the Seaside Spray, okay? What if most of my shapes do? Miss Iris, we're gonna work on that, but get the job done, okay? And I won't tell if you won't tell. Okay, so here's the deal, okay? So here's the cheat thing, okay? So I need to cut this in half. So the normal way to say this, let me pull this down a little. The normal way to say this would be like, oh, it's, let's see, 1 7/8, so it's almost 2 inches, so it would be 1 and a little bit. Okay, I don't know about you, but it's 7 o'clock at night, and I don't math well when it's 7 o'clock at night. So here's how we're gonna do this. Hey, it's about 2 inches just under, So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go at one and go, oh, that looks a little bit off. So I'm going to push, push, push over. Now, go down on your grid down here. Okay, this is basic, guys, but you may not have thought of this. And I'm going to go, I have 1, 2, 3.5 squares on this side, and I have 1, 2, 3, and almost 4 on this side. So guess what? On this last square that it's a partial, I need to have those even, so I'm in half. Does that make sense? So basically, I'm counting the grid squares and just making sure that there's an even number, even if there's a partial, on this side and that side of the line where it cuts. So if I have 3 over here, I have 3 over there. Then I don't have to think about, is it 3/4 or is it, no. I'm just gonna do like that, okay? Now, I'm not gonna have the stitch on all sides, so you wanna pay attention to that. If you wanna have the stitch on all the sides, hey, go back to it, but hey, whatever. Let's see here. Yes, my phone's ringing, but I am live. So we're just counting through, okay? And counting through, counting through. Okay? So there we go. There's our halves, right? Okay. So I'm going to move my trimmer because we're not cutting the label. And I'm bringing back my mat. And I am literally just going to, ready? Oh, I want my non-stitched part in the middle. So I am just taking this and I'm going even to even. And if it hangs out just a tiny bit, that is okay. Because I still have the card base behind, which is a tiny bit more, right? Now, if you want this completely even, perfect, and all that kind of stuff, measure. But honestly, I don't usually measure, right? So I'm grabbing my Stampin' Seal, I'm grabbing this, and I am literally just stacking them on top of each other, sticking it on the edge, and moving on, okay? Then I am grabbing my white, and I am grabbing my Stampin' Seal. Ready? Okay? And then you're gonna figure out how much you want it to hang over, because it needs to be equal on the other side, right? Pretty easy, right, guys? Okay. I know it looked really super complicated on Pinterest, but hey, guess what? So you can even take how many stitch marks, 1, 2, 3, and the corner, and go, oh, I should probably count those, right? So let's see. 1, 2, 3 in the corner, so then I'm even, right? Okay, in theory, that stitching makes it super easy to be correct. All right, and then let's see. I don't necessarily want to do 3 each time, but looks like I might be, and that is okay. Okay. So just a different kind of layout, different way of doing things. 1, 2, 3. I had my eyes checked today and they said, hey, you don't need glasses if you're super tired, board readers. And I went, okay, thank you very much. So kind of cool, right? Kind of easy, right? Yes, you can make it hard and you can measure, but honestly, if you have the stitching, just count the dots. Just count the dots. Oh, Stampin' Up! Has done the hard work for you. It's really easy to measure when you have dots. So I'm just going to put this here. This kind of looks like, oh, what is that? The 80s Southwest pattern where it's very textile, very almost pixelated. Okay. So what you guys have probably been waiting for, let me make some room here. is this new guy, right? So this is our new Stampin' Cut and Emboss Machine. I'm just calling it the machine because honestly, too much. All right, so some great things about this. It's a tiny bit lighter, it's a little more sturdy, and it's smoother than the Big Shot. Now, I don't know if it's smoother because mine was 10 years old or if it's smoother because it's smoother. You know? You understand what I'm saying? The sides fold up and down, which is awesome with me traveling and doing. So you will notice something, okay? Similar platforms. Similar platform. Okay. Here's the notice part. I've been playing. And yes, cutting plates are already on my list. Okay? So some of the things you'll notice with this, if you end up getting the new one, there's a tiny bit of leeway, a tiny bit of play. So you do need to kind of pay attention and try to make it centered. So we're going to grab this last rectangle, stitched rectangle if you want to be exact, and I'm just going to run this through. Now with the stitched rectangle, same as before with the Big Shot, okay? So when you do this, you don't necessarily want to run it this way or this way. You want to run it more at a diagonal if you can, and that'll prevent that clunk that sends nice shock waves through your arm. Now it's not bad. I know, right? Well, it's white, so I was thinking like Pearl or Bianca or something like that, but I haven't quite got there yet. So if somebody wants to name her, we can't do Pearl because that was one of Tara's friends. So, all right. So just that simple. Okay. So we've got our stitched rectangle and off it goes. All right. So this is our guy. Aw. I'm watching out the window as I'm doing this, and there's a whole covey of quail that's going across my yard right now. Love living in the desert, even though it's hotter than you know what right now, huh? All right, so I need to be able to pop this out of here, though. It works really well. Also, the detailed stuff comes out so much better. There's no more like, did it run through? Did it not? 3 times over, and yet we're not doing that anymore. So it's awesome. All right, so I am gonna do the thanks to finish the series, as it were. And I'm using Night of Navy. And actually, before I do that, I wanna just mess with my cardstock a tiny bit, and here's why. It kind of curled coming out of that machine. So, out of Bianca. So, I don't know. We'll see what we end up with name-wise. I don't know. All right, so I've got this guy, and I am working on the borders of my dimensionals because I'm almost out. Not quite, though. And I'm gonna stick this here. If for some reason you can't get off the back side, take your thumbnail and stick it down in that middle and it'll come right off for you. Okay? And then the design of this, it is supposed to just sit right here in the middle. Okay? So there is the card for tonight, and I'm looking for the other two. So this completes the series for me of my oval, my rectangle, and my circles. Kind of cool, right? So please feel free, share this, especially now that you have until Monday, and hopefully you guys can get to creating and have some fun with it. By the way, maybe Phoebe. All right, You have more time than I do, evidently. So, we will come up with something. I don't know. But, I do have all the events up on my calendar, except for maybe 2 that I still need to add. 1 in September and 2 in October. That would be 3. Yeah, Common Core math, right? No, I'm just kidding. So all the events are up on the calendar. So stampingwithjohnny.com. Follow me, do current events, and you will see a full calendar. And I do not know if the gem show is going yet or not, so that's another thing. But hey, it is what it is. If you are looking at possibly getting the new machine, please let me know. Because it is over $100, I would highly suggest for you to possibly sign up to be a demonstrator just to get the discount, right? Okay, so without anything else, I'm gonna go make some tacos. No, it's not Tuesday, but any night is a good night for tacos, right? So, thanks so much for joining me. Go create. I'm going to save this and pin it to the top so you can find it. Please share with your friends. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Bye-bye.